Hello again, honky tonks. Now, before I start, I know this is another reform video, and yes, I am voting for them after careful deliberation and gentle persuasion. But the problem is Richard Tice. People are recognising that now, and I'm glad. And before I carry on, look, I am just the messenger here. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not suggesting you boycott, who to vote for, etc. I just observe. I notice things and then I put them on here for my own cathartic pleasure. And that's it. I'm just a guy with an opinion. I'm a nobody, folks. So when you come on here and keep telling me, as many of you have, it's all right for you, you're just doing videos, you're not giving us options. Well, look, if you're the kind of person who wants to be told what to do, how to wipe your ass and when, then the Labour Party is your choice. That's who you should be voting for. Think for yourselves. Look into things. Scrutinise. Critical thinking. That's all you have to do. That's what sets us apart from the left. We're not sheep. You're not sheep. Well, I hope you're not anyway. Just think. Why else do you think I am a right-winger? But I criticise those who purport to be on our side. It's the done thing, I think. But there we go. Anyway, I watched an episode of the Lotus Eaters earlier, and it had a guy on called Bo Dade or Bo Dad. Let's call him Bo. And he's a bit of an eccentric figure, and he was a candidate for Reform UK. And out of the blue, Richard Tice deselected him and a few others. And the reason Richard Tice deselected him and a few others was on the say-so of hope, not hate, which is alarming, in my opinion. Now, this Bo fella, he came out and slagged off Tice because at the end of the day, the buck stops with him. He's the leader here. He's the cheese, top of the bill, number one, no one else. And for an organisation like Hope Not Hate to have such influence over reform through Richard Tice is disturbing. Remember, folks, this is my best profile, by the way, because, God, you wouldn't think that some fat slob like me would be vain, would you? But there we go, I am. But it is very much alarming. And I'm just telling you this. I'm just the messenger. Don't blame me. Please. Just go look elsewhere. I'm not a shill. No one's paying me to slag off reform. Put it this way. If I was being paid by you-know-who to do their dirty work for them, then I would have hundreds of thousands of subscribers by now, wouldn't I? I'd be well in there. I'd have plaques galore. I'd be having thousands and thousands of views, and I wouldn't be shadow banned by Google. I mean, look, I've got 84,000 subs now. My last video got 10,000 views. If I was being pushed by a shadowy organisation to promote their message, wouldn't that be higher? Don't you think? And I don't buy subs, by the way. Yeah, and another thing, all right, it's the same with Alex Belfield. All I did was question why the guy would ask for money to sue the BBC from his subs and viewers and not end up doing it. That's all I said. Questions you should be asking yourselves. But no, I got a tirade of abuse off the Belfidius, didn't I? Don't look at me. Look at the man who's got your money and why he hasn't spent it, what he said he would. But it's me that gets the stick. It's the same with GB News, isn't it, really? It doesn't matter whom I criticise, because I'm the guy showing you I'm the villain when I'm really not. I'm really not the villain. I have been politically homeless for quite some time now, and before just not thinking and going with reform I've talked to you about it, I've thought about it, I've dug into it, and it took someone quite prominent to convince me otherwise, that voting for them would be for the greater good, which I will do. But Tice is a problem. He is a massive fuck up, that guy. You know what he's done. He pushed the jab. He said that care workers should take it to keep their jobs. Didn't apologise for that. Hasn't backed Andrew Bridgen, the most independent MP in Parliament, if you ask me, and the most ignored and probably villainised. He went to the Ukraine on that convoy to deliver medical supplies to the Ukrainian army. Where did that money come from to do that? It better not be British taxpayers' money, Tice. And then there's the immigration policy, page 20 of Reform's manifesto. It doesn't make sense. One for one. How the hell does that work in the long run? It doesn't, does it? It really doesn't. So there are big, massive questions. And all questions, I think, lead to Richard Tice. And he has to go, he has to step back, he has to bugger off. For the good of the party. If reform is to benefit every one of us and justify its what it stands for, Richard Tice has to step down. If the guy has any honour whatsoever. It's not far now, it's the third place party in the polls. Can you imagine if Lee Anderson or Nigel Farage took over? Can you imagine that? What it will do to Reform's polling? It would just explode. But saying that, the popularity of Reform could be its own undoing. And the reason that could happen is the Conservatives. There are Conservative MPs scared of their jobs now. They know the Tory ship is sinking and the top tier or the front bench are doing absolutely nothing about it. As long as Rishi Sunak is still there, as long as the Conservatives are still not being conservative, they're fucked. They really are. They are. Next general election is going to be a bloodbath. It'll be a resounding Labour victory, I reckon. Now, even though they'll spank the Tories and it'll be a resounding victory, it won't be like Boris Johnson's victory, where he had a whopping great majority. The people will vote Labour in protest. A small, minute number will vote Reform. But people won't vote because people are that disillusioned with politics now and feel so let down by politicians altogether. They really have. The system isn't working. It's either the system or the people within it. Who knows, maybe it's half and half. But like I said, it's Reform's popularity that might be its undoing. Because these Tories scared of their jobs, the backbenchers, they're going to jump ship and they're doing it slowly. And you will find, I think, this is my prediction. Might come true, it might not, but this is what I'm feeling. Those Conservatives will jump ship en masse the closer to the election we go, to save themselves from getting the sack and losing their jobs, and their lucrative payoffs. They just voted themselves another increase, haven't they, in salary? Greedy bastards. I mean, my God. How can you be an MP sitting in Parliament these days and vote yourself a pay rise after everything? The country's literally on its knees. My goodness. Anyway, so these Tories who ruined the Conservative Party and made it unelectable will now bring that unelectability into Reform. And Richard Tice will welcome them in because he'll see it as a victory. Oh, look, all the Tories are coming here. Look how good we are. Look how popular we are. But no, those Tories will be like a Trojan horse. Mark my words, folks. Mark my words. And this is where Richard Tice needs to go. Lee Anderson was a Tory. He knows who they are. And he's the kind of guy who'd say, no, we don't want you. I know what you were like in the Tory party. Sod off. You're too toxic. That's the guy I want to lead reform. So there we go, that's my dusk walk. Hope you've enjoyed. Now, some Welsh nationalist earlier came onto my channel and said to me, "Tyna'r het na off the ben," which means take that hat off your head. Doesn't like it, you see, because I slag off Wales. Not all of Wales, just idiotic nationalists like that who are destroying that country. But I will be wearing my hat more often now, thanks to him. So there we go. I'm not wearing it now because I've had some dodgy sushi, and so this dusk walk has two purposes: a cathartic talk plus some fresh air. Hopefully it'll help my stomach. So there we go, that's my video. Again, I'm just the earthly messenger. You do as you will. I'm not here to tell you to wipe your arse and when. And if that's the case, then please do vote Labour. Right, I'm Paz49, thanks for listening. And until the next time, Roger Trout.